Okay, so welcome everyone. So props wise, if you don't have any props, yoga props at home, just grab a couple cushions. That should be fine. But if you've got a bolster and your blocks, have those handy. And let's get started. So let's begin seated and just find a comfortable position on some height. So your blocks or a cushion. And just let your hands rest, palms facing up in your lap. You can join the tip of your thumb and your index finger together if you like. And close your eyes. Feel yourself grounded and settled on your mat, on the earth. Sit up nice and tall through your spine. And begin to go inward. Just taking the next 75 minutes to reconnect with the environment that you're in, to reconnect with the earth, your body, and your higher self. Just allowing yourself to gently drop into your body, out of your thinking mind and into your being state, your being body. Connect with your breathing. Scan your body, connecting with sensation, connecting with whatever's present in your body in this moment. Feel the breath become a little longer and deeper. And let it drop down into your low belly, feeling the low belly as it inflates on the inhale and deflates on your exhale. Slowing down, reconnecting. Bring your attention up to your heart space. Just give your heart some acknowledgement. And just rest your attention here and notice whatever is present. And now let's connect all our hearts, connect with each other so that we are connected in spirit as we practice. And connect with all of nature. We'll say a little prayer at this time out, this time away from the world will give us a chance to form a new and more harmonious connection with nature and with each other. Take a nice deep inhale through the nose. Let it go through the mouth. And two more, just like this, in your own time. Letting go of tension in the body on the exhales. And very gently start to just blink your eyes open. And we'll transition into our first pose. And this is the standing pose. So you can come off your prop and come to a standing position. And just stand with your feet hip distance apart. And we're going to come into a dangling position. So just tuck your chin in towards your chest. Start to roll down one vertebra at a time. Bend the knees as much as you like. So nice bend in the knees. And the hands, they can just rest on your mat, or you can catch opposite elbows and just let yourself dangle here. So we'll be here for 2 minutes. But know that if you need to come out early, you can do that. Just come up very slowly, or bend the knees and come to a seated position. And send your sit bones high. Let your head and your neck be released and relaxed. Just maybe even shake your head no, gently nod yes. And breathe. Feel the spine releasing. And feeling a pull in the hamstrings. And breathe. Stay connected with your breath. You don't have to straighten your legs, but you will be eventually working towards straight legs, so you can see what it's like. To straighten your legs a little, see what that feels like. But feel free to come back to your bent leg variation. Helps to release the low back, the deeper your knee bend is. Let's just send the sit bones to the sky. And then we'll slowly start to widen the feet. So just walk your feet nice and wide. And we're coming into a squat. So if you're not doing a squat, you'll come into happy baby instead. So if you're coming into a squat, you can use your cushions under your heels, if you have cushions, and just slowly start to lower the hips down towards the floor. And if you're not doing squat, you're coming into happy baby. And just a reminder of happy baby, that is, just come down onto your back. Your knees are aiming towards your armpits, and bring the crook of your elbow to the back of your knees, or catch your ankles, or catch the outside edges of your feet. And breathe here. So an unloaded squat. And if you're in squat, see if you can bring your elbows or your shoulders to the inside of your knees. You can begin with your hands in a prayer position. And then just let yourself round forward, round the whole spine. Make sure your knees are tracking over the second toes, so they're not coming in towards the center line of your mat. So keep the knees pressed out, and your shoulders will assist with that. If you're having trouble keeping your balance, you can always catch the outside edges of your mat, and that can stabilize you a little bit. Okay, so we're coming into dangling one more time. So slowly start to, if you're in happy baby, just roll to one side and come to a standing position. If you're in squat, just straighten your legs. Bring the feet back to hip distance apart. Bend the knees nice and deep. And again, you can just let the hands dangle loose, or you can catch opposite elbows. Maybe trying straight leg version. If for whatever reason you can't round the spine, just rest your elbows on your knees, and this can be your modified version. And breathe. Stay focused on your breath. And feeling the traction in your spine. Letting your spine get nice and long, create space in between the bones of your spine. Okay, and we'll do squat one more time as well. So either taking squat or happy baby. So start to move your feet to the outside edges of your mat. Have the toes pointing out, and begin to sink the hips down towards the floor. If your heels are popping off your mat, you can slide a cushion or a rolled up towel or a blanket underneath your heels. The wider your feet, the easier this is. So the loaded version here, or unloaded version in happy baby. Feeling flexion from the tailbone all the way to the crown of the head. So just let the spine round. Stay focused on your breath. Be present with the sensation in your spine and in your hips. And then from squat, if you're able to, you can just have a seat down on your mat. Lengthen out your legs, give your knees a little pump, and just twist from side to side, just a little counter pose for your spine. One way, and then the other, just a couple of times. Okay, so we'll come into butterfly. So some of you might need to sit up on some height. If your knees are really high up and you find it hard to fold forward, sit up on a block or even 2 blocks or a couple of cushions. So bring the feet together in front of your body and a nice long diamond shape. And take an inhale. Grab your blocks actually first. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold forward around the spine. And you can use a block on your heels or just stack your blocks in any way that fits your body so that your head is supported. Just tuning into where you feel this in your body. Maybe you feel this in your low back, your upper back, your hip joints, your hamstrings, groin. Wherever you feel it, take your breath to these areas and let there be some release and some softening. Always feel free to come deeper into the pose by moving the block to a lower height or taking the block right out. Relax your shoulders. Relax the neck and the head. Let everything round and dangle and drip towards the floor. Your attention on your breathing and on your low belly. Watching your belly rise and fall with your breath. Maybe you notice any tension starting to creep back into your shoulders or your neck. Relax, let go, maybe move a little deeper into the pose. Relax your jaw. Let's turn the palms to face down. Start to push the fingers into the floor. Push the floor away from you. Walk the hands back in. And just close the knees. Straighten your legs. Give your knees a little pump. And just lean back on your hands. And just relax here for a moment. Some little movements in the hips. You can add that in if that feels good. Otherwise, just stay still and relax here and breathe. And let's make our way onto the belly, and we'll come into Sphinx. So catch opposite elbows, making sure that your elbows are underneath your shoulders. The arms can stay like this if this is comfortable, or you can move the arms so they're parallel like a sphinx. Spread the fingers wide, press the forearms into the floor, lift the body away from the floor, and then feel your pelvis get heavy. Nice heavy pelvis, relaxing the glutes of the legs, the feet, and widen the legs a little. If that helps to take any pressure off the low back. Just noticing the feeling of compression, and the squeeze in your lumbar spine. If this is too much of a back bend, always know that you can walk the hands further forward, the elbows away from you to reduce the back bend. Or you can walk the elbows closer in towards the body for a slightly deeper back bend. Your head and neck, just find a comfortable position for them. Or you can tuck the chin right in towards the chest. Make sure you're not sinking between the shoulder blades. Puffed up between the shoulder blades. You can always move your head and neck to another position if you like. You can move your head and neck as often as you like. And breathe. Adding some directional breath if you like. So inhaling breath down the spine to the tailbone, and exhaling the breath up the spine to the crown of the head. Moving breath up and down your spine. Bring a little more awareness to your breathing. And to enhance the flow of energy through the body. If you'd like to come a little deeper, two options. Widen the feet and bend the knees so that the big toes are touching. Or widen the hands and lift the elbows and come into your seal pose. Shoulders can come up a little towards the ears, that's okay. You can also do it with the shoulders down. It's a little more of a yang version. A yin is relaxed with the shoulders coming up. Your choice. You can always stay in Sphinx if this is too deep of a back bend. Take a break if you need to. Come back when you're ready. Relaxed face, relaxed jaw. Relaxed legs and glutes. If ever you need to squeeze the glutes to relieve any twinginess in the low back, you can do that to take off any pressure and then release when you feel ready. If you're in seal, you'll feel a stretch through your abdomen as well. Take 3 more breaths. And lower the shins if they're up, lower the elbows if they're up. Come all the way down, rest your head on your hands like a pillow. And take some deep breaths here. Breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. Draw one knee up alongside the body. Doesn't matter which knee. Draw one knee up and look towards that knee. Release across the low back. And bring the leg back to meet the other one. Rock your hips from side to side. And then we'll press back into child's pose. So if you're able to, have the knees together, but if that's not comfortable, separate the knees a little bit. So we'll round forward. Have a block or a cushion ready for your head. If you're not taking child's pose, come onto your back and hug your knees in towards your chest. If your hips are up off your heels, use a cushion or use a block under the head. And if it is more comfortable to have the knees apart, by all means, separate the knees to make space for the belly. Relax your shoulders, relax your arms, relax the muscles in your back, relax the legs, relax your jaw, your whole head. And breathe. And stay with your breath. In and out through the nose. Rock your head from side to side and just give the top of your forehead a little massage, and soothing your frontal lobes. And if your knees are together, just widen them a little bit and change your arm position so that the arms are reaching towards the top of your mat, giving some flexion and a stretch to your shoulders. Take 3 more breaths. Start to walk the hands back in towards your body slowly. Bring the knees back together. And curl your spine. Inhale. Release it through the mouth. Another deep inhale. Let it go through the mouth. Okay, so find your blocks and one of your cushions, if you have cushions, or a blanket, a folded blanket. Come to your tabletop position and step the right foot forward. Use your blocks on either side of the front foot. If you need your cushion, just slide it underneath your left knee. If you don't need it, you can just leave it out. So draw your right hip back and sink your hips down towards the floor. Let go of any tension in the body, in the head, in the neck, in the shoulders. And just sink in, let your hip flexors stretch on the left side. And breathe. So we'll be coming into the next position. So that is either taking your blocks, walking them back in space, and lifting the heart, anchoring the tailbone towards the floor. Relax the gaze, relax the face. You can use your hands on your knee if you can balance here. Bring the hands back down to the floor, toe, heel, toe, your right foot to the outer edge of your mat. Move your blocks to the inside of the front leg, if you've got them. If not, just use your hands to rest on, maybe come a little lower Elbows can come to the floor if you're able, or use your blocks to bring the floor closer to you. Maybe move the left knee back in space, sinking the hips a little closer towards the floor, and breathe here. The head and the neck can relax. Okay, and bring your hands to the floor. Move your blocks out of the way, and we'll come straight into swan on the right leg. So you can start to move your foot across, all the way across towards the left. Bring your knee down to the floor. Bring the foot closer in towards the body if you need to. Level the hips out so the frontal hip bones are pointing towards the floor, and then fold forward. If you need to bend the back leg, bend the back leg. So target area is your right glute, right hip. Use a cushion or a block underneath your right hip so that your hip is something to rest on. Make sure your right knee feels safe. Flex the right foot to relieve any pressure on the inner knee. Relax your shoulders. Relax your legs. And breathe. To make this easier, just bring the right foot closer towards the body. To make it more difficult, move the right foot towards the top of the mat. So just find the appropriate edge for you, for your body right now. Adjust as you go if you don't feel comfortable or if you're not getting enough stretch. An alternative to this, if you're not taking swan, is thread the needle on your back. So lay on your back, cross your right ankle above the left knee, and draw the left knee in towards the chest, interlacing the fingers behind the left knee. If your head is on blocks, you can consider lowering the height of the blocks or take the blocks out altogether. Rest your head on your hands or rest your head on your mat. And we'll start to come out of the pose. So press the hands into the floor, straighten your elbows, and just very carefully release the front leg back. Clear your mat, and option to take downward dog or just step that right leg back, release the hip, release the knee, the ankle, the whole leg, or take downward dog. Bend the knees, send the sit bones high, lift the low belly, send the chest towards the thighs, let the head and neck be relaxed. Last breath. Carefully lower the knees and step your other leg forward. So step your left leg forward. Use your blocks on either side of the front foot if you've got blocks. Make little adjustments so that you have the most effective and safest stretch for you today. Left knee directly over left ankle. Walk the right knee back until you feel a pull in the right hip flexors, the front of the right hip. And see if you can release any tension in the shoulders and the neck and the head. Directing your breath to the front of the right hip. Lengthening all the hip flexors, including your psoas, iliopsoas, lots of tense, tight muscles in the front of the hips from all the sitting that we do. And then come a little deeper if you like. Otherwise, stay with your hands on the floor or on your blocks. Next option is to bring your hands to your left knee. Keep your heart lifted, shoulders relaxed. Bring the hands to the floor. Toe, heel, toe, the left foot to the outer edge of your mat. Slide your blocks to the inside of your front leg. Both arms come to the inside of the front leg as well. And just adjust your back knee, move it back a little bit further. And bring your forearms to your blocks. One block, two blocks, or no blocks. And breathe. Relax the head and the neck. Bring your hands to the floor. Move your blocks out of the way. And we'll come into swan on the left leg. So walk your left foot all the way across your mat. Maybe bring the foot a little closer in towards the body. Slide something underneath your left hip. And come forward. Option to use a block under your head. So feeling a stretch through the left glute. And again, option to bend the right leg. So can bend the back leg to make this a little easier. And just fold forward over your front thigh, still getting a nice stretch through the left glute. Make sure your left knee feels safe. Try flexing the left foot or bending the back leg. Maybe lower the height of the props under your head if you're using them. Bring your head to your hands or the floor. Keep coming back to your breath whenever your mind gets caught up in a thought. Just gently guide your breath or your attention back to your breath. And we'll slowly start to come out of swan. So straighten the elbows. Move your prop out of the way if you're using one. Release the front leg back and either step that left leg back, release the knee, release the whole leg, or you can take downward dog and stretch the whole body. Stretch the spine, the hips, the legs, the shoulders, the arms. Feel free to make movements in your downward dog. You can make it a dynamic downward dog, pedaling out the feet, bending the knees, bending the elbows. Just bringing a little bit of yang into your yin practice. Good, lower the knees and bring your legs out in front. So we'll come into a forward fold. If you're doing this one leg at a time, you can bend your right knee. If for whatever reason you can't do this 2 legs at a time, have your blocks handy to rest your head. Sit up on a cushion. If you have trouble keeping your spine straight when you're sitting in this pose here with the legs out in front of you, take a deep breath into the spine. Feel it lengthen and exhale, round forward. Slide a block under your head for support, and let your body start to soften and sink into the pose. Relax the shoulders. Relax your neck, your face, your head. Relax the whole back, the hips. Relax your legs. Just let the feet and the legs flop open or flop inward, whichever way they want to fall. Maybe reduce the height of your block. Maybe now, maybe a minute in. Relax your face. And let the lips just fall away from your teeth. Let everything be melty and drip towards your mat. And let go everywhere. Take 2 more breaths. Turn the palms to face down. Start to walk the hands back towards your hips slowly. Uncurl the spine. And come up off your cushion if you're on one, and come and lay down on your back. And just take a rest here and relax. Notice the sensations in your body. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Bend your knees, and we'll finish with a twist. So bend the knees, feet flat on the floor. Lift your hips, slide your hips 3 or 4 inches over to the right. Lift your feet up off the floor. Guide your knees and your feet over to the left. Arms in a cactus shape or a T shape. Gaze can be away from the knees to complete your twist, or simply looking up towards the ceiling. Close your eyes if you like. Options for a deeper twist are crossing the top leg over the bottom leg, or just scissoring the top leg a little higher, bottom leg lower, and giving your abdominal organs a nice hug and a squeeze, massage. Guide your right shoulder towards the floor and your right knee towards the floor. You can use your left hand on your right knee, on the outside of it, to guide the knee towards the floor if that's not too much. Relax your legs, relax your feet. Let go of any holding or gripping in the body. Notice where you feel the stretch in your body, across the low back, through your right glute, hip, across your chest. And feel as though you're tuning into that ringing action in the spine, wringing out your spine, dissolving any last little bits of tension. Take one more breath. On your next inhale, slowly start to unwind. Bring your knees back one at a time. Feet to the floor. Hips back to center. And then stretch the body long. Stretch it out. And release. And the knees, feet flat on the floor, and we'll do the other side. Lift the hips, slide the hips 4 inches or so to the left, pick up the feet, and guide the knees over to the right. And then you decide the depth of your twist. Knees and ankles can remain stacked. You can cross the top leg over the bottom leg, or slide the bottom knee low, top knee comes higher. Feeling a little more stretch through the low back, more twist in the spine, but just finding a twist that works for your body, where you feel you can relax, let go, become more open. Relax your legs, your thighs, your feet. Soften your upper body. Guiding the left shoulder towards the floor and the left knee towards the floor. Take one more breath. And slowly start to bring your knees, one at a time, back to center. Bring your hips back to center. Give yourself a long stretch. Lengthen the spine. And then hug your knees in towards your chest. Release your low back. Rock from side to side. Make some circles, one way with your knees. Nice big circles covering as much surface area as you can, and then reverse the direction. Squeeze your knees into your chest. Reach up, see if you can catch opposite elbows. Squeeze into the tiniest little ball you can make yourself. Kiss your knees. And then we'll release into Shavasana. So find a blanket if you're feeling cool. Slide a bolster underneath your knees, the thigh side of your knees. Use a cushion for underneath your head. And make yourself as comfortable as you can. Nice, lots of space between the ears and the shoulders. Shoulder blades resting flat on your mat, feet wide, arms away from the body. And make sure you're not touching any props. And take the next few minutes to simply absorb and integrate all the benefits of your practice. Let the lips part. Relax the tongue away from the top palate. And feel your body just letting go, sinking, dissolving into and across the earth. And slowly start to come back into your body by deepening your breath. Start to wiggle your fingers and your toes, bringing a little movement back into your body. Rock the head gently from side to side. Rotate your wrists and your ankles a few times each way. In your own time, bend the knees and roll over onto your right side. Slowly make your way back up into a comfortable seated position. Feeling supported by the earth and connected to the sky. Close your eyes. Reconnect with your breathing. And take a moment and check in with yourself. Check in with body, heart, and mind. Feeling love in your heart, feeling light in your heart, and sending this love and light out into the world, out into nature, to all of us in these shared circumstances. And again, closing with a little prayer that this be a time of transformation for the better. Join the palms, rub the hands together briskly. Once you've got a little heat between your palms, cup your palms over your eyes. Release the hands down the face and the neck, back to your heart. Lift your heart up into the thumbs. Bow your head. Thank you, everyone, for sharing your practice with me this evening. Lots of love to everyone. Namaste.